Blueprints episode 2. We got Jonathan, we got Andrew. I'm Russell, and today special guest, Mr. Daniel Newton.
Hello.
Daniel, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So listen, we did one episode and we took a month off. Not by design. We've been busy. So we're going to talk about that. But before that, I should mention Daniel is a phenomenal photographer, cinematographer, and a musician, right?
I am a musician, actually, yes.
Okay, so last time we did origin stories. We talked about how we got into this. This is a super niche industry, and so it's interesting to see how people find themselves, making a living doing this. So how'd you get started?
Well, let's see. My dad, I think the very first time I touched a camera, my dad got this Nikon something. I forgot what it was. Actually, no, it was a Canon Rebel. That's what it was.
Okay.
He would go to Alaska. He's been to Alaska like 8-9 times or something like that. Something crazy. So he would take that camera to Alaska, but he would only use it in Alaska.
Damn.
And whenever he wasn't using it, I was just playing around with it. So that was like the very first time I touched the camera. I was probably like 7 or 8. And then I love just, playing around with cameras, and it's fun. It was like a little hobby. So my mom eventually got me a camera in high school. It was this, I think that one was a Nikon, but it was like one of those like cool pics. You can zoom to like 2,000 times whatever the frame is. But it was cool to play around with that thing. But I had some inspirations growing up. Like my brother, his best friend is Robbie Klein. So I grew up with him around the house. So seeing him, I think he went to Ponchatoula High School with my brother. So he was a big inspiration. Like seeing somebody actually make a career out of something I enjoyed as a kid. And that was probably one of the biggest factors of me actually making a step into this industry, is seeing that person. Like whenever I was in junior high school.
After high school, what's like the main thing that you wanted to get into?
So I originally wanted to go to like this recording school for like audio engineering. I never ended up doing that. I went straight into the workforce. I started working for Apple. Got like Apple certified to like work on the phones and the MacBooks and all that stuff. Really good knowledge, because that's where a lot of my like technology background comes from. Like working with a computer every day now, like I know how to like diagnose something if something's not working because of that knowledge, which was invaluable to have. It's invaluable now to have that type of knowledge. So I did that for a couple of years, and then I got my very first job in this industry, working professionally, and that was with this company. I probably shouldn't name drop companies, but very first company I worked for about 9 months. We hired on this marketing director, worked with him for like 2 months, and then he left after 2 months. So then I was left with basically no direction, and it was really difficult for me to navigate because they had then put the franchise manager in charge of me, which was really strange because they were wanting to franchise out, and it was hard for me because I had to basically do all of the direction. And this is my very first year doing this. Yeah. And
you went straight into the fire.
I was basically a marketing director.
Yeah.
My very first year, never gone to college, never researched marketing. That's what happened. And kind of had a falling out because the way my payment plan was structured, I just did not know how to negotiate. I did not know how to structure anything about what I was offering. So I think the 8-9 months that I was there, I probably made like $5,000, which is nothing. So there was a time like the last month and a half, I was like not giving deliverables because of how I structured it, and having no direction. So I wasn't able to produce any deliverables, so I never got paid. And that just kind of threw me over the edge and really put a bad taste of the industry in my mouth. And I had a heated argument with the guy who my manager, and basically just quit over the phone. And so that was rough. It was a rough first experience, but I'm so thankful I had that experience.
Yeah. Any rough. Yeah.
Because I now know, at that point, I now know what not to do. I now know what, how not to price things, you know? So it was really, really good experience. Really good, to be able to set myself up and really plan ahead. So I went back to Apple for a little bit, left that, and then I finally got a proper job at a media company. And I was there for probably like 3.5 years. And that's where I got a lot of my knowledge from, like with a mentor. So that kind of brought me to where I am now. Have my own company, and I have one main client, and they're on a retainer. So that's excellent. You can be a company and have one main client, and on a retainer. Like, that's how you need to set it up.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's amazing you stuck through it after that whole experience.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I mean, it's just brought a lot of joy in my life, being able to do what I do, and being able to like express, you know, my emotions through photography. Because I wanted to go into the Navy. Believe it or not, like totally different route. I wanted to go into the Navy and become like a JAG, like be a lawyer in
that
the
might
Navy.
be the opposite of
complete opposite of what I am now. But so glad I made the decision not to do that, because I feel so fortunate and so lucky to be able to do what I do for a living, because I love it.
Yeah, and you get to exercise that creative muscle that I think like all of us probably have, you know?
Yeah.
And you don't really get to do that with a lot of other jobs, you know?
Yeah, you don't.
Okay, what have we been up to, boys? I mean, we just got back from...
Yeah, I think we just got back from something that almost killed me. I don't
almost killed all of us.
I don't want to speak for everybody.
Oh, no, we almost all died.
I didn't feel normal until 84 hours afterwards, you know?
I think I'm still trucking along. But yeah, we just got back from San Francisco, Super Bowl weekend, you know, just did a really cool project out there. And what's really cool is the fact that we got flown out to go do it. That's how you know you feel like you made it, right? And somebody from somewhere else is trusting you enough to fly you and your team out. And we had done something for this company already once before. We did it in New Orleans, and we had we had the A team, that's what we call it. So we had, you know, Russell and I, Jonathan, Daniel. We also had some other guys there. So shout out Tyler, shout out Mickey. Shout out Luke, and shout out Charles. Yeah, the boys.
Charles is the GOAT.
So we were definitely running deep in New Orleans, and basically what we were doing was we were filming a 3-day bender, it felt like. So just a 3-day event, and capturing, you know, you were capturing a lot, right? We were capturing tons of brands, tons of activations, but most importantly, we were trying to show off this Super Bowl party, because that's what it was, and trying to make it look like other people missed out if they didn't come. So
yeah,
that was our goal.
That's a pretty good way to, whenever anybody asks me about what we just did, it's really hard to describe. Like, it was a party, but it's also like State Farm was there.
Yeah. Well, I think this year was different than last year.
Yeah, it was.
So like this year was branded content during the day, you know, so they had a lot bigger brands to do it bigger than they did last year. And then they had a lot more athletes this year that were like assigned to certain brands for certain deals. So that was like our day from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m., you'd say?
I feel like it was a lot more organized too.
Yeah,
like
it was a lot different. Yeah,
like there, like you said, there was like a set schedule.
Yeah,
Last year in New Orleans, there was it kind of just felt like everything happening all at once, and this year it was like, okay, clearly, like we had a talent schedule too that we had to be aware of from all 3 days that we were there.
Yeah.
But also, like, in the evening, it totally shifted. It was like a different vibe at night. Like there was like concerts and everybody. It was like legitimately just like a big party.
Yeah. Well, I'd say I think a big reason we got the schedules this year is because we took on a lot more responsibility this year too. So we were not only in charge of like filming the recaps and editing the recaps, it was also like branded content for individual brands, which we did not do last year, which I really enjoyed doing. It's tough. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was tough, but like, it was cool meeting like D-Hop, like DeAndre Hopkins, like, you know, me and you were just in the car in a Cadillac, you know, filming D-Hop, and I'm like, is this real right now? Like,
we still owe him a
How
hat,
soft are
by
those
the way.
hands?
oh, dude.
I tried to DM him, but his account definitely does not accept anybody's DM.
Dude,
so-
maybe he'll watch this.
Oh yeah,
Imagine,
oh,
dude.
yeah. For context, it was an NFL agency. I think we should probably put
Yes.
that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Athletes First is like one of the biggest, right?
Yeah, one of this. They had like I think I saw a sign. They had 27 or 31 Pro Bowlers this year,
Something crazy.
which is I only imagine there's got to be only like 44 Pro Bowlers or something like that. So they have a majority of the Pro Bowlers, and I guess another ballpark you should say, Mr. Editor, right here, you have to do the 3 daily recaps.
Yeah.
and then if you had to put a number to the branded spots that we did,
Oh, dude.
it would probably be what 15 to 20.
I think we ended up by the end of it. I think we turned around 11 videos within like 7 days, but most of those had a first draft done. You know, by noon Sunday because they wanted it done before the Super Bowl. But you know, I mean, yeah, it was a lot of work, but there is definitely something to it that a company trusts you enough to, you know, bring you out. Just not to get too nitty gritty about exactly what we did. I mean, it was very awesome. We did all those specific things, but I guess what can we take away from that? You know, like what. It's amazing that there are companies out there that are willing to hire people like us that are really doing it, and you know, they trust us enough to with their brand, because their brand is no small one. Obviously, they're a huge company, and it is a little bit. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is a little bit outside of our day to day. I mean, definitely it's outside of our day to day as far as like the type of people we were filming, but even the content wise, like episode 1, what was the main thing that we all edit
we all
and
do
work on
story
with
driven
content.
I mean, doc adjacent type videos. I mean, that's what we all do. And then these guys are like, it's very in your face social media hype, which is awesome. I mean, that's what I enjoy doing it. It's just a lot of work. I mean, this is what's going to stand out to me. And it'll stand out to you, like, I'm sure forever. There is 2 Chainz performing. Like, we all, like, that's what we're filming. It's 2 Chainz. Like, we're basically getting like a private concert. And Andrew's on the balcony editing.
I'm still watching, but I'm definitely editing. Yeah.
Somebody said Andrew is the only person to be editing during a 2 Chainz concert.
Yeah, well, I literally told him it was one of the guys that hired us, and I was like, well, man, I got to get it done, right? Like, I have to get you these videos in the morning. But yeah, like Jonathan was saying, it was 3 daily recaps. So it was, you know, Thursday we'd edit or we'd shoot, you know, Daniel's taking a bazillion pictures. Russell's, you know, bouncing around, organizing everybody. Jonathan's, you know, recording everything. And I would do a little bit of that as well. But then, you know, I would get the footage and then have to turn it around into something good. But it had to be something different every single day, which was the hardest part, you know, just trying to make something new and exciting. But I think we pulled it off.
I was going to ask you, what was the hardest part besides the sleep deprivation?
We have to get context for that, because I know we just said 10 to 5 is for the branded stuff.
That's true.
So we would take a break and then eat, really just edit, right? From 5 to 7 p.m. and then around 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. is when we did every night. And then the recaps were due at noon the next day. Now, Andrew, take us through it.
Oh, man. You're bringing me back.
You just see a tear.
I know. You're bringing me back, and it's scary.
Because I tell people like sleep deprived, that, man, what, I work till like 10 p.m. or something? I was like, oh, no, dude.
That's when I started.
We would crawl back at like 2.
Yeah. The toughest part is definitely the moment you start. I think that's the hardest part. If you can get for context, these are like 90-second around, or no, sorry, not even 90-second. They were like 30 to 45-second recap videos. And I think the hardest part was probably the first 10 seconds. If you can get the first 10 seconds done, you can finish the whole thing. But it's going to sound easier said than done. But obviously, you know, every day has its own formula. You start with a boom, 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 like a bunch of different things that kind of happen throughout the day. You tease a little bit of the nighttime, but then you go back in time and you want to showcase the event, the space, the people. Most importantly is the people and the brands. But yeah, if you can get through the first 10 seconds, you can get through the rest. Because then it just kind of falls into place.
I feel like what you had going into this year was last year. I mean,
Yes.
they were kind of asking for the same thing that we produced for
100%.
them last year. So we kind of went into it with an expectation already of what we're going to deliver. So you were able to even plan your edits ahead of time
that's a good
before we
point.
even got to San Francisco.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't even remember that. So one thing that we did differently this year that I guess helped better prepare us from last year is we had songs picked out before. I remember last year. I actually think it was you and I. It might have been like the last day. We were there really late. I don't know if you remember because we were actually in our editing bay, but it was basically in somebody's Airbnb. And so they're all like the after party. They're starting to move in there. And I think it's just Daniel and I, because I'm pretty sure you guys had left at that point. And like I'm just sitting there like looking for songs, and that is not a good place to be, knowing that you have to look for a song. I mean, that's the worst part for me of editing, I think, is finding music, because music is everything. But that is something we did differently this year. We were prepared with our timelines. We had our editing assets, like a special, you know, certain effects, and most importantly was the music. But yeah, it's a good point. So we had a basis, you know, things to look on from last year. And we knew that they already liked it. I think that was the best. That was the hardest thing to overcome last year. It was just kind of going in blind, you know. We got recommended by someone else, and we had to just make sure we delivered just like they expected us to, and we did, thankfully. But then this year, you know, it has its challenges, but you know, it's a little different. But we got it done.
Yeah,
So
I want to say
we had the
another,
A-team,
another
you know.
cool thing, you know, now we have Daniel here, is that, so last year what we would do is we would shoot photos, right?
Yeah.
And we would give it to Charles, the guy we mentioned earlier, it's DIT, and he would kind of like briefly edit the photos, upload instantly. But in addition to like finding the music and everything, like this year, Daniel, I don't even know how to explain this at all, but we were able to like upload the pictures instantly.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
And I
talk
thought that was
about
really
this.
cool. So I wanted to,
We can touch on this briefly. So it's Evoto AI or Evoto Instant or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what we utilized.
Future sponsor. This
Yeah,
podcast.
future sponsor Evoto.
Hopefully.
We're still paid for that, by the way.
Looks like we got to film another event.
But no, it was really cool. Unfortunately, we weren't able to use it how I wanted to, because I can actually shoot to like a FTP in camera. But the challenge with that was the venue just being so big, and the vendor Wi-Fi that they had set up was legitimately a vendor Wi-Fi. So there was hundreds of people on the vendor Wi-Fi. So that was another challenge, just with the speed and then the inconsistency. So I wasn't able to truly do instantaneous, like take a photo, upload it like 10 seconds later, because we were just shooting JPEG for the deliverables.
Yeah.
And we had all the raws for like the raw deliverable.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to have, like, still I was able to take my phone, plug it into my camera every like 30 minutes or so, and like offload it to the app. It'll cache on my phone. I can unplug it, continue to take photos. The AI within that app will auto call based off of like certain parameters that I set, which would be like overexposed, underexposed, people in focus, you know, are their eyes closed? If there's 10 people in a photo, it'll bypass the eyes closed. But that was just a really cool tool to have, and really cool to be able to like literally, and I don't know if we want to segue into Fabulous, but I said to his manager after taking photos of him, he was like, "Hey, how can we get these photos?" I was like, "It's already uploaded. Here, I'll just text you the link to it."
That was a good
He was
feeling
like,
to be able to say
"Really?"
that.
That's easily the greatest selling point of that. I mean, that's essentially why we did it, because like with this type of event, like the name of the game of everything is they want things fast. Like everything's got to be instant.
Yeah.
So if you take a picture of somebody, I mean, they're going to be like, when are we getting there?
I think in hindsight, what we should do and next year
Hopefully,
is actually get like a hotspot thing. That way I have my own network. Because I looked at how much bandwidth I used or how much upload, and it was only like 5 gigs because I was uploading just JPEGs.
Really?
So
I thought it'd be way more than that.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be way
It's
more.
like 5,000 pictures.
Yeah, I think I took close to 6,000 pictures
Wow.
yeah.
in total. But using a hotspot next year, I think that would definitely work because then I can actually shoot to FTP in camera.
Hey, well, I'm open to any new ideas all the time, but
Yeah.
I definitely want to. I know Daniel has a very specific story and situation that happened, which is very funny, and I'm sure a lot of other photographers and videographers can relate. I think we should save that for a little bit because I want to talk more broadly about problem solving and how we touched on this on episode 1, how you have to problem solve every situation. What was our main problem last year? No Wi-Fi. Couldn't get the uploads fast enough. Well, this year, Daniel, saving grace, like an angel coming down, shows us, Evoto, and that really changed things. Just be able to tell a client, like, oh yeah, no, like we have it covered. Like, look at this QR code. I mean, that's huge, and that's the type of stuff that gets you hired again. So,
big time.
I mean, Daniel being our guest here, maybe you can. I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there like situations where you found yourself in that you've needed to like kind of problem solve? Like things haven't gone right and maybe you needed to change things and make it better.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't do well with high stress. But I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. But I tend to over plan in pre-production and think of every possible thing that can go wrong and have a plan for it, or have like a backup plan for something. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's kind of how I approach it.
It's a thing, though, and that matters. Some people don't even have a thing at all.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what I have discovered is the more you plan for something, like the more shit just doesn't go to plan. I don't know if you guys have experienced any part of that.
Yeah.
I've kind of just completely just on the spot, like we're just gonna deal with whatever comes.
Yeah.
Like it's just, you said it last episode, like the number one thing somebody has to have is
the
to
ability
adapt.
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna find problems. Like it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
And it did happen.
Yeah. But I will say, like, in trying to think of like scenarios where I've had to just come up with some stuff on the spot, it's more of just been like, if I'm lighting a scene and it's just not working how I want, I'll have to figure something out. But then you're dealing with like delay, and in the day you may have like a certain time frame that you need to get a shot. Yeah. I don't know. Nothing really comes to mind like specifically besides just like being over prepared.
Yeah, I don't think being over-prepared is necessarily a bad thing. I definitely think that's a good thing. It's better to have a plan than no plan at all, even if those do get completely tarnished,
Yeah, I certainly don't want it to sound like I go in with no plan. I prepare as much as I possibly can, but understand that something's going to go wrong regardless of how much I plan.
Well, arguably, for what we did, not to just keep bringing up San Francisco, but it is the last thing.
I think we should talk about San Francisco this entire podcast.
Well, it's the most recent thing that all four of us worked together on, but like we were almost in pre-production more. We almost did more work for pre-production than we did, well, maybe not more work, but because we definitely did a lot of work.
A lot of pre-production.
Well, you're not wrong. It was like a month, dude. I mean, it's like
Zoom calls and meetings, emails, proposals, invoices, contracts, meeting with you guys, making sure we're all on the same page. I mean, we did a lot.
We ought to say, like, do you remember when we got that email that, first of all, we didn't think we were gonna get this job again until we got an email. It was just like kind of a random email, and they're like, hey, we want you guys back. And so do you remember like our first thing that we said? We're like, okay, we need
the boys.
We need the boys like immediately. We're like, because I mean, y'all killed it last year, and obviously, dude, they were like so over the moon about your photos because you have such a unique style. They're like, we can't not like bring you guys like with us. Like we need. Thank God you guys were available.
Well, it literally wouldn't have been possible without y'all. Like, it's just not possible. I mean, we couldn't have done it alone. And in hiring people out, and we did hire people out, and
Sure.
we can talk about that as well while we were out there and the challenges. But honestly, how easy it was dealing with like the specific company that was out there that we worked with. But yeah, I mean, hiring people out is not easy, but being able to work with people that you've already worked with and have like a rapport with is huge. And I think that is a huge reason probably why we were so successful.
I think that's one of the biggest things is being. I even talked to Jake about this. Jake is one of the guys that they hired to handle the rest of the deliverables, but that conversation was. You might have people that are good at what they do, but like, have you developed a rapport with them? Do you trust them? Like, we know we have each other's backs. We know that we can depend on each other for certain things. And to have that trust is another layer of like how we operate as a team.
Agreed. Yeah,
100%.
100% agree with that. It does take, sometimes it's a lot more work. I guess the business side of me would be like, yeah, you're going to save money, you're going to make more money. I think a lot of people would hire locally.
Yeah.
But it's not how we operate, and it's not going to get the product that we know they want. So, I mean, we're willing to do that. And it selfishly, I would do it just because we all have that secondhand, like it's like you and I, we have telepathy. Like, we're building telepathy with you guys, like the more we do stuff. And it's just like, yeah, so I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're only going to be as successful and you're only going to operate as well as the people you have with you. So I think that's...
Yeah, I think it's too like a good testament as well of a lot of times when you hire contractors or you're on a job, say a large commercial, say with 100 people, whatever, it's very hard to get everyone to act like we're on a team.
Yes.
And like to
You're
actually say like, hey man, like, is there anything I could do to help you out or to make it better? Instead of like, oh, just let me do it, or like, let me do it. And then it's kind of like, or, I've seen like jobs like 3 years ago where people were handing out their own cards, be like, yeah, you should like call me, even though this guy hired me. Like, come on, man, like I got you. And you're like, it's not really like couth to do either. So like actually having a team first mentality is by far the most important thing, I think we had an excellent job of that this year. We're really helping each other out.
Yeah, 100%. And like, if the budget allowed for it, we'd be bringing everybody from Louisiana. I mean, there's no doubt about it. If you were with us last year in New Orleans and you're bummed they didn't come with us this year, it's not because we don't love you, because we do. We wish we wish you were there with us.
Yeah,
but
we got to make a little money too.
Yeah. But maybe next time. I think it's in LA next year. Who knows? Maybe they might hire us. Maybe they might not. Get a bigger team out there. We'll see. But
yeah, who knows? So we filmed Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Thursday we had Diplo perform. There was a performance after every so that's cool. Diplo was awesome. Was it Fabulous Friday?
Fabulous was the second night. Yeah. Friday.
Yeah. How was Fabulous?
Fabulous was pretty fabulous. I think it's Fabulous.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's Fabulous. Yeah.
My bad.
we just call him Fab.
Fab. Yeah.
We're on a
Fab.
First name base.
He's a cool guy. He actually recognized me the next day. He was like, "Oh, you the guy
That's
who
awesome,
took
man.
photos of me."
Yeah, he was cool, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Doing what we do, we're gonna encounter different types of people on opposite ends of the spectrum. Not saying like autism spectrum or anything.
I mean, sometimes,
but maybe I don't know. But
a lot of times.
but like people that are like managers that are controlling. People want it a certain way. People that don't really know what they want. You're gonna have people that are all over the place.
Yeah.
But first night was Diplo. Super chill. I was able to get literally right up next to him. I should have just gave him a fist bump.
Yeah.
Super chill.
That's awesome.
Really cool guy.
Yeah.
Got some really cool photos of him.
Yeah, the photos
just right up on him.
sick, dude.
And doing his DJ thing. That was cool. Friday night was Fabulous. I believe they were like 2 hours late. Was that right?
I don't remember.
I don't
Yes.
wanna
Yeah,
over-
100%. Because I was the one who looked dumb in front of Vince Carter.
Yeah.
He was 2 hours
So
late.
we were waiting 2 hours like from the scheduled like concert.
Yeah.
Believe they were like 2 hours late. And at this point, I think it was like close to 1 a.m. So we had been going since 9 a.m.
It was
so
early, yeah.
which we've probably worked 15 to 16 hours a day
Yeah. This
every single day, which is crazy. On top of that, you have editing, which he probably worked more per day.
Yeah, we can talk about that too. That our all-nighter that we tried to all three do.
Yeah.
We'll get
we
there.
will
And
definitely
then I
talk about
fell
that. one.
asleep on the couch, and I was like, "Yo, why is my ankle hurting?"
I'm gonna I know it's gonna be more work for me to edit this, but I'm gonna put the pictures of like
Dude,
what we're
I think
talking
it'd be
about
so
because that's gonna really bring it together. But
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So I just crashed from the last night and fell asleep on the wrong side or facing the wrong way on the bed, and then
We have a picture of this,
my
right?
ankle
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
like that. I was like, "Why is my ankle hurting?"
Literally
so
the Family Guy falling.
much? But anyway, so they showed up 2 hours late, and I guess his manager was like, "Yo, where's all the photographers at?" And they were like trying to wrangle us.
He came up to me.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey man, cameraman. Yeah, you. I'm looking at you.
Yeah,
Come here."
and then you text,
and I go up, and he goes, "Hey man, you the photographer, right? I need some pictures." I was like, "No, I'm the video team." "Well, where are the photographers? I ain't even seen any flashes go off. There's no
Yeah.
flashes." I was like, "That doesn't mean that they're not working. They're
Yeah,
here taking
yeah.
pictures." "Well, I don't see no flashes." I was like, "Well, he's coming." There's literally probably 1,500 people in a sea of people.
Yeah.
Like it's not like the
Yeah.
easiest crowd to navigate towards.
No, I think
No,
it's
it's
probably one of the
impossible.
hardest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
You
these
had to
dudes are
be on
NFL players.
stage.
Like these guys are like 6'6" and jacked. You know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, he's coming, and then
Yeah, so you had texted me, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm on my way. So I get to the door of the green room. He's like, "Yo, come on," and he waves me in, and I just start going to town, just like just flashing.
Very Daniel style though.
Yeah,
That's very
yeah.
Daniel
I mean,
style.
it is my style, just like to spray. Like, I there is thought into it,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
You
I
guys see
do.
pictures,
If people
yeah.
that just see me do my thing, they're like, "That dude's just spraying," but I do actually
You get results.
put some thought
yeah.
into it.
If you see the pictures, you probably wouldn't even think he's spraying. I will
No,
say
you'd be
that.
like, you sat
"Wow,
here
these
for
are-
10 minutes until he
Yeah.
got the first. But this is you.
Yeah, I mean, or you can go into my style too, but
Yeah, I
let
want to
me
talk
get through
about
the
that
story.
later as well for sure.
But well, yeah, I just started, taking photos of him. He goes out on stage. I really appreciate the manager and like his security just letting us be on stage.
Yeah, that
and
was awesome.
and getting what we needed to get, what we were actually getting paid to do, and doing our jobs.
Yeah.
But then that just like kept happening. He was like, "Yo, get a picture of this. Get a picture of me." Like his manager was like, "Yo, get a picture of me with these two football players." And it was like that kind of like controlling mentality. Like that's the type of person that you might deal with. Finally, it just got to the point where I was like, I got what I need. I'm just gonna please this manager. I don't care. So I just literally I have my strobes up in the ceiling, and then I have my strobe on my camera. I'm just like hitting the flash button, just flashing the whole time, so they
looked
think
cool
I'm
for the
taking
video,
photos.
though.
It did look
Yeah,
good
it
for
looked
the video.
awesome
So
for
I
the
guess
video.
I was playing a part in
You
that.
were, yeah.
I forgot. So you were just hitting the flash.
I was literally just hitting the test button on my flash,
That's genius.
flashing
dude.
the strobes up there. So
That's
Kinda
hilarious,
sick, actually.
Bro, that is
Yeah.
so freaking funny.
and then after he finished, we even went outside. I just got some photos of him in front where the sign was, and
Yeah.
yeah. And the next day or the next 2 days, his manager actually hit me up. Let me back up. So he asked, "Where can I get those photos?" And I said, "Oh, it's on Evoto."
Boom.
He was like, "Yo, really? Okay, cool." So I texted him the link, and he calls me up 2 days later. He was like, "Yo, man, like we need those bitches in color. We black, man. We can't do it black and white. We disappear in the photo."
And you're quoting him.
I am
you're not
quoting
just
him.
saying this. Yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I can like throw a little edit on there. I just threw a preset on there.
It still look good.
man.
Yeah. So I sent it to him, but he also asked, "Hey, how much for you to come out and take some more photos?" And I'm like, "It's the last day I'm here. We have a flight early in the morning. I'm exhausted." And I just threw out a wild quote. I'm like, if he bites at it, I'm gonna make a good bit of money. If not, I don't care.
Yeah.
But that was that situation.
Yeah.
Inexperience, to say the least.
So the takeaway from that, and y'all can chime in as well. The takeaway that I got is people are going to just do whatever to get what they want, which I already knew.
Yeah.
But in a way, I was still doing my job because I was getting photos of the guy. And I really appreciate being able to actually get photos of him. That's what I really appreciate.
Absolutely. What was his manager's name?
His name is Fendi.
Fendi.
I don't know if that's his real name, but he has.
Well, shout out to Fendi. He's got good taste because he
got
grabbed
really
you.
good taste.
He grabbed you out of everybody.
He did grab me. He also has really good taste. He has a podcast called. I forgot what it's called.
I forgot the name.
It's
I had no idea.
something like big booty girls or something like.
Bro, shout out to Fendi. Bro. This guy's sick.
Yeah. I mean, check out his podcast. Honestly.
Yeah.
It might be a little different than this one, but
A little bit different. But one of the
We'll be in color,
coolest,
guys.
strangest guys I've ever met.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It is tough though. I will say, I feel like, especially as social media has like progressed and gotten bigger, that oftentimes you do feel like used when you're working.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, and they're just kind of like, hey, I need this real quick. Or like, hey man, like it won't be that long to like switch out the music of your 10-minute documentary, right? And maybe like change every title in there. It's like, oh no, that would take me an extremely long amount of time.
Yeah.
You know, like luckily that doesn't happen, you know, very often at all. But it kind of just sucks sometimes when you're in the moment and you're be like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like does it happen more with photographers, you think, than videographers? I don't know. It probably happens to both equally.
I feel like it's both kind of equal, but a lot of like, I guess, mainstream makes it to where it's like photographers, like it's just people think it's easy
to
just take a photo of somebody.
I guess where I was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to take a photo. It's easy to take a video, but doesn't mean it's going to be good. It doesn't mean it's going to look good. So that's a huge difference. You know, like anybody can do it, but not everybody can do it well.
All right, first night was Diplo. We talked about that. Second night was fabulous. Two different experiences. Diplo's people, by the way, were really cool. They let us do whatever we want. All right, and so this was on our break. It's like 5 p.m. or so, and they kind of was like circling, like, hey guys, like 2 Chainz is coming and stuff, and we're like, oh great, you know, we haven't slept in 6 hours. Like, yeah, we'll see it. We'll believe it when we see it. Like, we doubt it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, actually, 2 Chainz is confirmed that he's coming. And so it kind of becomes like a little bit of like the rumor mill while we're there. Okay. And so it's like, man, like I actually like 2 Chainz a lot. And so I was like, man, we're gonna have to actually like this might be really fun. And then the green room guy for 2 Chainz, right? He was like, hey man, can you like start setting up before the photographer gets here? And I was like, absolutely not. Like my guy Daniel's got to cook.
Yeah.
I'm not touching anything until we get there. So then Daniel comes down with a strobe, and then I'll lead you to talk about the setup.
Yeah. So we had set up this this portrait, and Jonathan was my subject, and it would have been probably the best photo I've taken of a celebrity. It was a really cold photo, but their 2 Chainz' management came in, and which, by the way, he was on time. I will say that about 2 Chainz.
That was pretty sweet.
He was spot on. He was early, actually. He was.
They need to get there to smoke, though. That's
so me and Daniel
Probably
set up,
so.
like 10 chicks walk in, and like 3 guys that are just like out of their mind, stumbling in. Yeah. And then we're like, is 2 Chainz coming? And then,
Yeah.
and
So
this is after we did the test photo.
yeah. So and they were like, "Yo, can we get the room for a second?" So we step out, and we go back in, and the talent manager is like, "Yo, they shut it down. We're not going to be able to do the photo." And I was like, "Man, that really sucks," because I wasted a lot of time setting that portrait up.
Yeah,
Probably like 30
and everything in there.
Yeah, C-stand, like it was a whole
I
whole
didn't
setup.
even know that, actually.
Yeah, I spent probably 30-40 minutes like getting it right ahead of time. And I just felt like defeated a little bit
Yeah.
Not like a lot.
Well, that's
but
understandable because it's like, I mean, that's what you do. You're a photographer, and when you have somebody of that caliber that you could add to your portfolio, I can only imagine. And we got to remember, like this, everything that we're feeling is exaggerated, or it feels
Bigger in the moment.
because we're sleep deprived, and we're like on day 3 of just
This is
like
the
an
last night.
18-hour days. So it's like
that was the other thing. I was
why.
just so exhausted.
Yeah.
And I exerted a lot of energy dragging sandbags with me, like setting this stand up. And I was already just like sleep deprived, and it really rubbed me the wrong way that I thought that our talent manager was talking to 2 Chainz's management, and they just came in there, shut the whole thing down, and I was like, okay, well, at least we'll still get photos and videos of them. So time comes, 2 Chainz comes on stage, and I guess Jonathan, you want to take the rest of that story?
Yeah. So and I guess it depends on your interest, but I think he probably is like probably the most high profile guy out of the 3 of them as far as like stage performers go.
Absolutely.
You know, and so he had like basically like glorified bouncers, like 3 or 4 dudes who were just like security, and basically they were like, man, step off, like get off the stage, like get down. And I was like, okay, I get it. You know, I'm like, you know, getting off the stage, and we're basically like shooting. Okay, so this was like an old church to give people context, and also context about the C stand. Like imagine being in a church and like the choir loft that's like a million miles away, bringing a C stand all the way down the stairs, all the way to the front. Like this is a huge thing. And so when we were stuck not in the stage, there's nowhere really you could go that's even relatively close to him. And then, so Daniel's in the middle, okay? And then, so like I said, it's like the parameters of a church. So I was kind of like on the edge, and you came too. You were like on the edge. And then the guy was like, get him out of the middle. And then he starts like taking his flashlight and like shining it in Daniel's face.
Yeah.
And he's just like get him out. And we're like, we got paid to do this. I know, but like you guys already got enough pictures and stuff. I was like, he's on like the 2nd song.
It's like, tell our client.
He's like, yeah, dude, you guys got enough. Like you guys got to stop harassing him. I was like, we're not even talking to him. And then Cool starts doing like snow angels next to him.
He was literally just like stepping in front of our lenses too. Like whenever he came, like at least I was able to get some pictures of him like from up underneath him. And then he said, come to the side. And I was like, okay, whatever. I got kind of what I needed anyway. Yeah. So I wanted to get some more photos from the side. But I was right next to y'all and literally just like stepping in front of our lenses. And like, I remember he gave you like the coldest look I have ever seen in your life.
I thought he was going to kill me.
Like, and he's taller than Russ.
Oh yeah, dude was like...
Was he the guy that was like, that's the biggest person that's ever lived?
He was on the other side. So I got his buddy or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, and then to give context, everyone is completely plastered behind us.
Yeah,
so we're like sober working, and he's like, "You guys gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. Leave him alone." I was like, "You got people like trying to bust through the whole crowd to get to 2 Chainz, and you're worried about us."
And to give people more context, our job is literally to film and take pictures of like the most high-profile people that showed up at the block at the party. So if there was ever a time for us to get what we needed, it's like when 2 Chainz is
that
here.
was the moment.
Yeah,
and there was one instance, that same security guard that was standing in front of us, there was somebody standing on a platform. Who was it? Was it
That's
I think it was Puka.
Yeah,
Puka was
he stood on the platform. So like I said, there's plastered people everywhere. He stands on a platform like probably like 75 yards away. Bro, he's like yelling like 2 Chainz, 2 Chainz, like play, it's my birthday, like and then they're like get down, and he like bolts his way up front. And the security guard didn't even do anything about it after.
Well, he tried. He certainly tried.
Yeah.
At first, he was like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Like, I thought we were about to see Puka get tackled, dude."
That would have been crazy.
That would have been
crazy.
But what really rubbed me the wrong way was 2 Chainz has a photographer, and he's the only photographer on stage to get the crowd like behind 2 Chainz, like into the crowd. And I really wanted to get that photo, but I couldn't because of the security guards. So after that whole altercation, I was just pissed, and I just went upstairs, which, by the way, where our area is like the VIP area.
Yeah.
Like only people with like wristbands and like staff can go up there. And I notice 2 Chainz' photographer trying to get upstairs and like basically just tailing me. And our section, like the stairs, is guarded by a security guard. So after going up the stairs a little bit, I backtrack, and I tell the security guard, "Hey, you see that photographer right there? We can't let him upstairs."
Ouch, dude.
And then I just walk my happy ass upstairs.
Did you feel better after that?
That was the most gangster thing I think I've ever done in my life.
I wonder if he's on a podcast right now
Dude,
talking
he's
about
probably
that
like,
situation.
He's probably like, I came here with 2 Chainz, like, and they wouldn't let me up in one spot I needed to go.
When we originally got kicked out, he's like, "Can we have the room for a second?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure. We'll go right back." And Daniel's like, "Hey, can you like hold my camera for a second?" I was like, "Yeah, no problem." So I just am holding 2 cameras, and I'm just like noticing, I'm like, I think I've been standing here for a while. And I'm like looking, it's like, okay, it's been like 20 minutes. You know, you just smell the burn coming straight through the room.
Yeah.
And then like we get word that's like, you guys can't come in anymore. I was like, wow, I probably could have made better use of my time than just standing around for 30 minutes outside the door, you know?
Yeah, man. That sucks. It really does.
Yeah. So I was happy that Daniel got back.
Hell yeah.
Well, what's the theme here? We work with what we got.
Yeah, and it's like you're gonna have different types of people. Like you're gonna have people like Fendi that want to control you, that want to say, "Hey, I need you to do this, I need you to do this," trying to get free stuff. And then there's also gonna be people that like won't even allow you to look at them. Basically,
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have
Polar opposites.
especially in like the music industry. Like I hate the music industry now. Like
Yeah.
honestly,
Well, you
like,
dealt
I've
with the music
seen-
industry before too, haven't you?
I've done a little bit of work in the music
Yeah.
industry. I don't like it just
Yeah,
because
I
of
don't blame you. I don't blame you.
how they treat creatives, how they treat video and photo. Like
It's crazy because music industry, like music, is one of the most creative things you can ever do ever.
Yeah.
So I just
Yeah.
what,
and
what the
there's
irony
also
in
not
that.
really a lot of money in music videos anyway.
That's the main thing, because we will
Yeah.
deal with headache all day if the budget allows us to deal with the headache.
Well, then you're paid to deal with it. Yeah.
Exactly. And like, look, we're all professionals here. Like, that's just, it comes with the territory. Like, we've been doing this for a long enough time that you are going to get completely polar opposite personalities. And a huge part of our job is learning how to deal with those personalities. It's not just what we do, which is filming and photography and like being able to light stuff and the skills. The other skill is how to navigate all of those personalities, because you're going to meet all sorts of type of people, like all sorts of types of people.
And this is a more challenging job too, I'd say, because you're with athletes first, like you're with the NFL agency. And so there's a lot of other things like extracurricular, like Diplo is not an athlete or a client of Athletes First. And then they ask you for things and you're just like, well, you're not even really who's paying me, but I'm covering this whole thing. So I kind of got to say, yeah, it's a very tough line to walk.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, it was literally one of the most exclusive parties of
Red carpet. Like,
of that time of the year.
yeah.
And do you think like we wouldn't have even been there if we weren't supposed to like actually take photos and videos?
No. And I would say this year compared to last year, they had multiple guys like during the day that had personal security guards, and I've never seen that before. Like during the day, there was a situation where I'm just like filming this guy and a random dude in like casual clothes who's just 6'6", 300, just jacked. He said, "Hey man, you can't film him anymore. You've got enough of him. Stop harassing him." I was like, I've never spoke to him. I've never even gotten within 50 yards of him. Yeah, but I've been seeing you across the room. I was like, well, you don't have to tell me to film anymore. I was like, we were already got plenty of stuff, but I didn't even know, who are you? He's like, I'm his personal security. I was like, dang, dude. And then
It was pretty high
Tracy
profile.
had personal security. Like I
Yeah.
went to go say hi to him, and the guy's like starts getting up, and I was like, oh crap, dude. I'm like, so it was. I've never really had seen that before.
Yeah, it was very, very high profile. And with that, made it very hard to film and do what we needed to do, for sure.
Yeah, there was like the most interesting like group. There had so many different types of people. There was NFL athletes, NBA,
Entertainers.
musicians, entertainers, TikTok,
magician.
The amount of
YouTubers, the magician.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Did y'all see him?
I saw him one time.
I saw him in his pictures.
Oh, damn, I missed it. I wanna-
I miss it too.
He looked like he was a magician.
that's a hard gig for a magician, man.
Yeah,
That
you
is
can't
true.
hear anything
The
either. It's
DJ's
so loud.
how are you gonna compete with 2 Chainz? Like, imagine 2 Chainz on stage.
He's like, hey, look at this car. Like, dude, I'm watching.
Is this your
2
card?
Chainz.
It's 2 Chainz. Just like, big booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was definitely a big group of mixed personalities. You know, some people are drunk, some people are sober. Everybody's just there to have a good time at the end of the day, and it's our
Yeah.
job to capture it. And man, I'm so grateful that we got the opportunity to go back. I mean, I had never been to San Francisco before. That was a first for me. I know you went literally a few weeks later.
Yeah, 2 weeks later I went back. But we still didn't even get to see the Golden Gate Bridge. It's like we were just working the entire time.
Oh, so
Man.
We tried.
so okay, we filmed all day Thursday, edited all night, all day Friday, edited all night. Now we're on Saturday. We're dealing with this stuff. We're running on fumes here. And what do we try to do?
Stayed up all night again,
We
baby.
pull an all-nighter essentially to edit. That was probably one of the hardest nights of my life, to be honest.
I actually do think I almost died. Like,
I think you did. I think Andrew's like antibodies in his body was like, you have the flu or something.
well, like there was a
Something
point.
is wrong with you.
Yeah, like there is a point where you can say, "Oh, I'm a hard worker. I work really hard." Like,
bro.
yeah, I mean, we're all hard workers, you know, and I did what I could. But there is a point where your body will just tell you, you die, basically. and I reached that.
Yeah, and imagine having to think creatively. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the hardest
dude,
part.
yeah.
It's way more mentally taxing than just the hours.
yeah,
and
man.
I'm actually like still upset about it because I mean, you guys were definitely doing your own thing too. Y'all were super busy, but like, you know, I was up a lot of late nights by myself or early, you know, editing. But like, man, this was the first night I was gonna be with the boys, and like we were gonna be editing together, and it was gonna be a fun thing. And
Dude,
then
we were
we're
so
like all sitting
miserable.
at this table together. I'm like, yeah, I got the guys with me. Daniel's sleeping in a weird position because
Daniel's body's just broken.
I was
It's like-
so exhausted, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was too, and you know, Jonathan's editing some stuff for, you know, some other deliverables we had, and then Russell's working on some other stuff. And then I just got to a point where my brain was mush. Like you could ask me what 2 + 2 was. I don't think I would have given you the right answer. And I had a forfeit. I hate to say it. I had to. It won.
You
It
had
got
to
me that
quit.
night.
Sleep is important.
But then I got up and finished the job. But yeah, that was that weekend. I remember when we did it in New Orleans, like it kicked my ass, and I remember it being like really hard. But dude,
New Orleans was tough. New Orleans kicked our ass, and we thought New Orleans was hard until
this year. I mean,
We were
this
like,
year was
"Holy
another level. Like, not because the videos were any harder; they're the same type of videos, but just
Well,
the
there was,
amount.
like, 5
oh, and then we
times
had
as
5 times as many. Yeah.
I will say though, I don't think it was like we had like the manpower and the pre-production planning to do it all. I think a lot of it was the creative taxing on your brain and like just trying to like make bad situations good and good situations bad. Like it was just, that was the hardest part of it. It wasn't the manpower of it. If it's just like the creative, the revisions, the editing.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree. We going into it, we were like, you know, a week out, we were like everything's gonna go smooth, and it did. Don't get me wrong, everything did. But we're like, this is gonna be easy, and then what? A week, 5 days out or something.
Yeah,
we get hit
a lot
with.
more, yeah.
I'm not kidding. Probably 10 more deliverables. So that's when like
Yeah.
it's like that Mr. Krabs meme where like his head swirls. We're like, oh shit. So I think I personally think it's the quantity and the lack of sleep. I think that's the big
100%.
Yeah. And honestly, like,
The sucky thing is like you couldn't have planned better for it.
no,
Yeah, we tried,
physically
yeah.
That
couldn't.
it's like physically the nature of it is just a beast.
I
Yeah.
mean, but even when we're there, we're getting added deliverables. Like
Yeah.
while we were filming, and look, I don't blame the company because they're getting it from somebody else too. It's just a chain of requests and commands, and I get it. That's just how it works. But especially in this very specific type of thing, you're dealing with so many different people, so many different brands. People hit you with, oh, I want this, and then you know at the end of the day, you just got too many people, too many chefs in the kitchen. Then you know, and it just explodes. But the only thing that we can do is just do our best to take everybody's ideas, put it together and make something
we did it.
cohesive.
The good thing is everyone was
Yeah.
very happy. Let them note that.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
fucking killed it, dude.
No one was like, we got something that was subpar compared to them. Like everyone was very
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what made it worth it, I
That
think.
made it worth it.
Yeah.
For sure.
The vibes were great.
And we are certainly grateful for Athletes First. Like, that's so cool that they would, because this is in California. You know how many video companies are in California?
Everybody
All
and
of
their
them.
mother films
They've
in
all-
California, yeah.
But they wanted us back, which is huge. I mean, they liked our style. They liked the photos. It's like, so honestly, thank you to them for, believing in us. It almost killed
Retweet.
us. So, but
But it's also really cool to have a company want you to repeat what you did before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
It's a good feeling.
and because, like, I think we delivered a second time. Like, to be honest,
I think we
I know
delivered
we
more
did.
than the first
we delivered
time.
more
I know we
the
did.
second time.
We
So,
had to, though.
like,
No other
we've
option.
obviously like proven to them, hey,
Oh yeah.
it wasn't just a one-off thing in New Orleans. Like, we can repeat this.
Yeah.
So that's a really good feeling to, accomplish, like, as a team.
facts.
100%. There's Godfather Part 2, Rocky 2, and then there's us. We're in that tier.
That's
We're in that
exactly what it is.
Oh, man. That's
Greatest
good.
sequel ever.
Took the words right out of my mouth, John.
Well, do you guys want to maybe share a little bit like what y'all have going on? Like, I know last time in our first episode, we didn't talk about, your personal business that much or like your website and stuff. And then maybe you can share a little bit about yours as well, where people can find you, but whoever wants to go first.
Yeah, well, I started. I just now learned how to play Mancala.
What?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you ever played Mancala?
I haven't
That's
played.
the, I'm trying to, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is, but I absolutely know what it is.
Yeah, it's like
So I'm waiting for
I don't even know how to describe it. I just now learned it, but it's like you have four little pebbles in each
Yep,
thing,
I
and
got-
then
I
you
got it.
you like go around this thing. It's
It's
pretty
like
cool.
something Pixar would do a short on.
Maya,
you know?
our sister, loves that game. Or she used to love that game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not mahjong.
That is-
Mahjong is way harder. I can't even conceptualize how to play mahjong.
Yeah.
Can't even say that. But yeah, like
Solid.
It's good
well, that's
cocktail
actually
piece.
like we need our break from video. and
That's a
photo
new
work every
thing.
now and then.
Yeah.
Solid. So that's what's going on with Daniel.
So something new. I'm doing a film. I'm shooting a film in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Actually, by the time this comes out, I'll probably be in the middle of it.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
Can
Tell
you
us
share?
about it.
Yeah, can you share a little
Yeah,
bit?
it's a film called Wakiki, and I'm the DP on that one, and
Solid.
we're shooting that one for the New Orleans Film Fest.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Should be-
Yeah, I
should
saw
be
a story
pretty
about it. Yeah. What film fest is this? Isn't like the 48 hour or anything like that, right?
No, it's like the
The legit
the
film
big
fest,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's
Mhm.
awesome. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
When
so
is
I
the
actually
actual
have-
festival?
The festival is it's in the fall, but
Okay.
the entry date is like I think it's in April,
Okay, cool.
and then you have a late entry in May. So actually, I have two films that are going to be in. One is Wakiki, and then the other one is Who's Crying Now, and that one we filmed last summer. It's still in editorial. We're actually writing the music, and I'm writing and engineering
Huge.
the music for that one.
That's awesome.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's
So it's
awesome.
cool. It's cool to wear many hats on some of the films.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely have you back once you're done with that, because definitely want to pick your brain a little bit about that, how
Yeah.
to do like a film, or from your perspective being a DP.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah, 2 weeks after the Super Bowl trip, I went back to San Francisco, and we were in the heart of San Fran for the Super Bowl. This one was 30 minutes south of the airport, and so you kind of closer to that Silicon Valley area.
So that's
And
where it is. Okay, I was wondering.
yeah, it's kind of like San Mateo, I think they said. Again, work trip. You just kind of like go on the plane,
Yeah.
film. Don't really get the sightsee or anything. There was some travel issues, so I ended up staying later the last day. So I did get to go to like a nice dinner with the clients and all. But I just got paid to shoot interviews, make them look pretty. Just kind of doing a DP. There was someone who met me there, so me and him tag teamed it, and we did like. It's a whole big thing, but I think we've shot probably 10 interviews, and then it was kind of like a conference too. So like some conference B-roll, some pretty B-roll, in nature and stuff, but it was mainly just kind of DP and interviews.
That's dope.
That's a good
so
job.
that was fun.
Yeah,
And
a fun job.
I think it was 3 days. So 1 travel day, 2 full days, and then another travel day. It was supposed to be flying out on the 2nd full day, but I stayed to do a travel day. So I came back, and then I was like, 2 travel trips in 1 month wasn't smart. I was like kind of just burnt out and stuff like that, you know, because
Traveling takes it so out.
yeah,
of you,
and
man.
then you kind of had like the back end editing that you had to do in between both weeks and stuff like that. So been a lot to catch up on. But yeah, besides that, yeah, I got some cool projects there in the works, shooting next week. Doing like a little spotlight on the St. Joseph's Altar Fireines. I think it's like a potential thing. It's like a historic French Quarter restaurant.
Nice.
Hoping to do interviews and
man, you don't stop.
When is
stuff
that
like
going to be?
Yeah. Huh?
When is that going to be?
Wednesday and Thursday next week.
Okay.
Well, apparently the new archbishop is coming to like celebrate. And they've been doing the St. Joseph's altar, which is like a Sicilian tradition. My father is Sicilian, so it's like a big thing. And this old lady's like 90 years old, and she's been doing it for like years and years and years. And she said like, this is my last one, but she said like 9 years in a row kind of thing. And so we're actually going to try and like document it and do all that. So waiting for that to get greenlit. That's what I got going on next week. But ever since really, I've just been kind of in a cave editing a lot.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
So
You're a trooper, bro.
Catching up on
you're like
editing.
the
and shooting.
Energizer bunny, bro.
No,
'Cause
not quite.
Every time
I feel like I'm fading out. I'm nearing retirement.
We're gonna replace those batteries soon.
Yeah, dude. I need a
solid-state
transplant
battery.
or something. Yeah.
transplant.
Yeah, I feel like it's I don't know what it is, but like I guess when you get like old, maybe I'm not old, obviously I'm like 27, but like I feel like you don't have the same like bounce you did as like 23 in a weird way of like creatively pushing. So like, oh yeah, dude, I'll take on all this stuff. Like, oh yeah, I'll edit all it. Like eventually, it's kind of like you get tired of lugging around everything. And
I think you also
kinda-
learn like what you want to do.
yes,
Like
that's it.
you get to the point professionally where you're like only like you get to choose for the most part what jobs you want. And like what you want to take on. Is it creatively something you want to take on?
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if you're,
I see what you're saying. I mean,
That's amazing, yeah.
if you're young, you also don't really know what the jobs entail. So when you're young and you're starting it, you have no choice but to take every opportunity that comes your way. But now we're fairly seasoned, so we know the difference between good jobs and bad jobs.
good clients, bad
Good
clients,
clients, bad clients. And so you certainly know if the grass is greener somewhere else. When you're young, it's like the world is my oyster. Like,
Yeah, I know.
You know,
And you kind of everything's like an adventure. I will say the nice thing is, oftentimes I'm working with the same clients a lot of times, or maybe if it's been like a year or two since they've hired me, but they still kind of hire me. So you kind of have like a lot more rapport, and they're like actually
100%.
kind of care about you as a person. You know, we were kind of talking earlier about
that's cool.
kind of hard to be like saying no to certain people, or like, you know, 2 Chainz managers and stuff, dealing with that. And you come back home, it's kind of nice to be like, oh man, like how was your trip, dude? I want to hear all about it. Like I saw a picture on Facebook that you were in, or whatever the case may be. So it is kind of nice to have, you know, a little bit of rapport and that when you kind of do years in.
This is random, but I want to say it. Dude, how many people, when we told them where we were from, did they freak out? Like, people love,
Oh yeah.
outside of Louisiana, people love when you say you're from South Louisiana. Like,
Very
they just
true.
love it. So, I don't know. When you said, like, your clients here that ask you, like, how was the trip? You know, how was it? I don't know if something about that just reminded me of, like, the people out there. They just think it's so cool, like, I guess, where we're from. But,
100%.
There's not really like a lot of people come out of New Orleans that like do what we do, like on like remote jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever we talk about that, we're like, yeah, from like New Orleans area. They're like,
That's,
whoa,
we were talking about New
whoa,
Orleans,
really?
yeah.
You're from New Orleans? Like, for instance, like in New York, people in New York, they don't respect anybody. And if you're able to get in a conversation with somebody and you say, oh yeah, I'm from New Orleans, they're like, whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's like the only place in the
Yeah,
world
yeah.
that they respect if you're from New Orleans.
Yeah, that seems to be the
That's-
case there, too.
So the second job I went to, we had that experience. So this conference that it was a Catholic video production company that hired me out. So it's a Catholic conference, but so about 40 or 50 people here. And then the topic is, but there's people from all over the world, like people from Rome, Germany, like Dutch, and all over America, right? And obviously probably like a lot more like quiet people, not the same limelight as other people. So I'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm like cafeteria, like, yeah, I'm from New Orleans. I'm expecting like the same response. And like, oh, like that's interesting. And I was like, it's the number one state where people are born, raised, and they die, and they never move. Like, that's the best. And they're like, what? I was like, number 2 is Mississippi. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, why do people like never move out of there? And so it's like a fact that I think is kind of beholden, like Theo Von's big thing. It's kind of crazy to think that everyone is so like homebodied and like actually cares about each other a lot. And it's like, I went to college out of state, so everyone's like, where are you going to move? Where are you going to move? And you're like, what do you mean? I haven't even thought about moving anywhere else besides back home. They're like, what? Why? Like, I want to go to South Carolina. I was like, do you use your family there? No. I just saw a picture of it. Like, I like how it looks. I was like, so that's why you're going to move to South Carolina? Like, that's... Yeah. So it's kind of crazy to think that the loyalty and stuff here...
People make the home every time. Like, the amount of people... Say what you want about New Orleans. It's unique. Like, it's certainly unique. And the amount of people that I've heard, travel, they always move back eventually because they miss something about they miss.
Probably the food.
I still might move, though. I don't know. I wanted to say one thing just about some housekeeping. I would love if people found this on Instagram. Any questions that people have for us, let us know. Because like when we first started, we had a trillion questions about this industry. And so if you want us to talk about something, just let us know.
Yeah, 100%.
We'd love to talk about it.
Like when I was first starting out, I would try to find every podcast ever possible to try to learn as much as I can or hear people's stories. So
where did you get your education from, actually?
College.
College, university.
I went to elementary down the street.
I mean, like about the industry, like.
Honestly, pretty much. I mean, okay, so I mean, it's a long story. You tune in to episode 1 at Vado if you want to sponsor it too. So. A lot of it was through podcasts, though, to be honest with you, because I went to school for it. I never really paid attention. I'm not really a good school kid. I was playing basketball in college, and I went to a small college, and I was at UL, and I transferred to this one, and they're like, literally, it's like communications, nursing, or Catholicism. And I was like, communications. I'll circle that one. That one sounds like the easiest of the 3. And so I started doing it, and then I'm just like looking, this guy has got, we learned on Avid to edit. So just like, it's like, what is he doing up there? I was like, basketball's so easy. You just put a round thing through a circle. I don't understand how to do all this stuff. And, I kind of started to do it as a side hustle, but filming professional basketball players. But kind of like while I was self-teaching myself the camera, I was trying to find like anything I could. There's a podcast called like Black with No Cream. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
So for the most part, just like
for the most part, self-taught. But then I went back to school for a 5th year. And then that's when I kind of knew a little bit more about what I was doing, and I actually got a different major, digital production and broadcast. So I was doing more graphic design and video editing, and then I kind of learned more about the production. So I kind of came into that 5th year asking questions to my professors, picking their brain. The dude like edited for Animal Planet for a living, so he taught me a lot about editing and stuff. And then once I graduated, I had a ton of hands-on experience in New Orleans with local production companies and then like large commercial sets. And I think that experience in itself taught me probably more than the podcast and all in general.
Yeah,
learning with your hands,
hands-on experience.
I was a PA for 2.5 years at least.
Absolutely. Just jumping straight in is honestly the best way. But if we could help anybody, if we could help you,
YouTube University. That's where I went to school.
Me too.
Yeah. Us too.
Got a marketing degree from Southeastern, but I didn't learn a single thing. Yeah. Definitely not about this.
I had a good bit of like mentors along the way, though, like to help.
That's good.
Shape me and like really pour into me.
Yeah.
And it really helped me like come into myself.
That's great.
And like my style and help me like be able to be confident enough to like sell my services, because like I never really wanted to sell my services because I was still learning. Like I felt like,
oh yeah, we talked about imposter syndrome last episode. It's like, I mean, it's essentially what it is, right? It's like you're good enough, but you're too scared to
like
take the next
and
step.
honestly, I feel that way. Like everybody should learn and like try and make mistakes, but like when it comes to like selling services, you really need to have a brand. You need to have a look to sell. Otherwise, you're just like ripping other people off. Like you're not. You haven't established your style yet. Like you need to create your own look, your own style.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
you're selling
your
product.
clients will come. Like, people will look at that and be like, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are the type of clients that you want. That say, I want that.
Yeah.
I want your art.
And finding mentors it's huge, dude. I mean, that was a big reason why I know you said this last. It's like I even reached out to you guys and all, because although I was asking a lot of these questions on set, you are the PA, and so there are some questions that you don't really ask. You're like, hey man, like why do you do, like I'm just starting out, why do you do that? Like that's not what you do at set at all. Like not couth to just openly kind of discuss all that kind of stuff. So you're trying to find.
Yeah.
I know I can learn all about it on YouTube, but like actual people that do what you do and learn from them, or like pricing, am I even in the same ballpark and stuff? So it's important to ask questions, so we encourage you guys to do so too.
Absolutely.
Please. Please ask. Yeah.
Yeah, it gives us stuff to talk
Give us
about. We
another
like talking
segment,
about this stuff.
Yeah,
Raise your prices.
that's right.
That's right.
If you take one thing from this, everybody raise their prices.
We need to manipulate the market. Everybody raise their prices.
Watch us get questions that have nothing to do about cameras.
Yeah, I will take those too.
Yeah. I love talking about food.
If you guys have any questions about food,
Yeah. Well, last thing I'm going to talk about, then we can close out. We don't need to talk about it a lot, but we had some good food in San Francisco. I think that was probably my favorite part. You're like, yeah, me and Diplo.
yeah.
I think we
whatever.
had
Getting Thai
Asian
food.
every single day.
we did.
Asian food's the best food.
That first place, that was the best one.
That Thai place.
That Thai
Oh,
place.
Fantastic.
Oh, they were all really good, dude. The ramen place was good too. I remember
was
coming
good.
back home for like a week, eating
Not
back
the ramen.
like normal food, and then I was like, I want some more Asian food.
Yeah.
And my wife's like, what? I was like, I just only want to eat Asian food forever.
That, I will
San
say
Francisco
that,
changed me.
that ramen place that we went to, it was a chain.
It was great.
It was really good.
Yeah, it tasted
So-
pretty authentic. Yeah.
I was like, they're
Extremely.
definitely going to have the Super Bowl on. They have a 60-inch projector with drone shots of Japan.
Yeah.
No Super Bowl
we
on.
didn't even
Super
watch
Bowl.
the Super Bowl. It's like
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
that
year
was
in
upsetting, yeah.
I can't tell you how long that I did not watch the Super Bowl. But whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. We'll do it again. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.